In Return of the Jedi, Luke Skywalker tells Vader that he senses the conflict inside him, furthermore letting him know that there is still good in his father. And yet Palpatine, who has known Vader for decades and by now knows about him more than anyone else, it still felt as if he did not suspect that deep inside Vader there was still some good left within. In James Caan's Return of the Jedi novel, which is now considered Legends, we can find some interesting facts that somewhat explain Palpatine's actions. Mainly in Chapter 5, it's heavily hinted that Palpatine knew there was some sort of conflict inside Vader, but it seems that the Force was obscuring his vision and made it impossible for him to clearly see what exactly that conflict was. Another thing we can find out in this novel on Chapter 3 is that Palpatine simply mistook this conflict inside Darth Vader simply as Vader's desire to overthrow the Emperor and rule the galaxy with his son Luke Skywalker by his side. This is a desire that Palpatine knows all too well, as he himself rose to his position in a similar fashion. Not to mention that throughout the prequels, Palpatine was preying on Anakin's emotions and feelings to slowly guide him to become a Sith Lord, therefore he was highly in tune with his apprentice. To understand this better, we must look at the viewpoint of the Sith. The Sith themselves considered the light side as an obstacle or a weakness that holds you back from achieving true freedom, and the only way to break these chains is only by embracing the dark side of the Force. But as we all know, nothing can be pure, and in the darkest places, sometimes a tiny flicker of light can be found. This is backed up by the fact that even Palpatine, the embodiment of the dark side, had this flicker of light once when he sensed that Vader was in danger, and it was enough that he saved Vader's life on Mustafar, and we can clearly see him showing some form of appreciation. In the end, what is evident is that indeed, Palpatine did sense the good in Darth Vader but simply chose to ignore it, thinking he could once again manipulate it in his favor. That is why, in my opinion, Luke's estimate of the Emperor was masterful. He in fact tells him that your overconfidence is your weakness, and indeed it was so. As we see in the end, this overconfidence is what ended his reign as Emperor and the Sith altogether. Alright Star Wars fans, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you liked it, don't forget to leave a thumbs up down below and subscribe if you haven't already, and don't miss out on any of my future videos that I will post on this channel. Have a fun day my friends, and in closing, don't forget, may the Force be with you always.